Right, let's begin. Starting with payoff. Are you there, payoff?
Yes, sir.
What is the lower row? The first row is 1001, but what's the next row?
You multiply 1 and 1.
Right, so I'm going to start off by multiplying 1 and finally, if this can hold, there we go. So first, pair. What is 1 times 1?
1.
1. Okay. What is 1 times 0?
0.
0. What is 1 times 0?
0.
0. And finally, what is 1 times 1 again?
1.
1. Now, based on what Nicholas said, what are we going to do for the second row? If we have 1001 and we want to start multiplying by the second number, what's the first thing we need to do?
Sir, you put a 0 underneath.
Yes, you're going to put a 0 as the placeholder. And you're going to start. But if I'm going to multiply by 0, right, Cassandra, isn't everything just going to be 0 in this row?
Yes, sir.
Right, so I'm just going to put how many zeros are going to be there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go to the third row. Someone say something?
Yes, sir. I don't think you're recording.
No, I am recording, but my Chromebook doesn't show the red symbol. Don't worry. Alright, so now that I finished the second row, the third row now. Kisanya, if I added 1 0 to the second row, how many zeros do I need to add to the third row? Can you repeat that for me? One second. Can you repeat that for me? Right, so I'm going to add 2 zeros to identify that I have 2 placeholders. Right? The 1 and the 0. I'm going to go to the third one now, so I'm going to add 2 zeros. 1, 2. Alright, let's start now. Cassandra, what is 1 times 1?
1.
1. Let's put it down here. What is 1 times 0?
0.
0. What is 1 times 0 again?
0.
And finally, what is 1 times 1?
1.
Right, and what operation am I going to do now that I have the 3 rows? Add, right? So, what is 1 plus 0 plus 0?
1.
1. 0 plus 0 plus 0? 0. This is going to be 1. It's going to be 1. It's going to be 0. This is going to be 1. Alright? So the answer, therefore, when you multiply these two binary numbers, 1001 and 101, your answer is going to be 101101. That's the final thing under binary numbers. We learned how to add, we learned how to subtract, and we just learned how to multiply. Take this off for me, and I'm going to give you 2 examples to do for homework. Alright? The first one, you're going to find out what is 1, 1, 0, 0, 1 multiplied by 1, 1, 1. And then what is 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1 multiplied by 1, 0, 0, 1. Those 2 for homework for me. Let me go over for you. So this is question 1. And this is question 2. Any questions? Any questions, guys? No questions? Okay. So this is multiplying in binary numbers. But would you believe me if I told you that there were more than just base numbers of 2 and 10 Would you believe that we have base numbers of 5 and 8 as well? Let me give you an example. Can I rub this off the board? Can I rub this off?
Yes, sir.
Alright, let me take a picture of it. I don't like that yes sir. It sounds like you're not being truthful, everybody. Let me just take a picture for it. 1 second. One second. Alright. Can everybody see the picture? Sent it in the group. So those are the two homeworks under multiplying in binary numbers. Now, as I said, there are different number systems when we're looking at base 2. Base 2. What are the only numbers you are allowed to use on the base 2? Just 0.
1, 0, 0.
So 1, comma, 0. Okay, Google pause. Under base 10. This question goes to Kimani. Kimani, are you there? Kimani is not here. Okay, Kai. Morning, Kai. Kai, you there?
Yes, sir.
What are the only numbers you are allowed to use on the base 10?
What are the what, sir?
What are the only numbers that you are allowed to use on the base 10? So base 10 would be, for example, 17, 28, 300. What do these numbers have in common? What are the entirety of the numbers you can allow to use? Let me start it off for you. We can say 0, 1, 2. Can I continue?
Yes, sir.
3,
Wait.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. Do I continue now?
No, sir.
Right. Because under the base 10 numbers, you are only allowed to use 9 digits. Right? And all the other numbers come from these digits. Understood? So I wanted to go to page 36 for me.
Start your day.
Page 36. We're going to learn about base 5 today. Base 5. Alright, so you want to for me? Base 5. Okay, here we go. Now, I want to ask someone to guess. What numbers do you think are allowed under base 5? This one goes to Azura. Azura?
Repeat the question.
What numbers do you think we are allowed to use under base 5? For base 2, we're only allowed to use 0 and 1. For base 10, we're only allowed to use 0 to 9. What numbers do you think we're only allowed to use in base 5? 0 to which number?
0 to 4.
Excellent. That's right, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the only numbers that you are allowed to use under base 5.
Sir, it seems kinda dumb to call it base 5 when there isn't even a 5 in there.
Technically, there are 5 digits though. 1, 2, 3.
Digits, but the actual number 5's getting excluded.
No.
Might as well just
It doesn't
copy
matter.
this
So
once.
it
That's
doesn't
the
matter.
highest number.
It doesn't matter if the number 5 is included. Why? Because we have 5 digits. We have 0, we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4. So even though we don't have the number 5 in there, we do only use 5 digits. Understand? Everybody clear on that? So write that for me. Even though, comma, we do not use the exact number 5, the exact number 5, and in quotations, we have 5 digits are allowed. Alright, tear it off for me. Alright, let's continue. So, I'm going to draw a chart on the board, and I want you just to understand that this is the same scenario we use for base 10 and base 2. So here we go. Can I have this on the board now? Alright, everybody? I'm pretty sure you guys remember this chart. You start from the right and you start with the base 5. You put the power of 0. We draw a column, put it across, then we go to the next one. What will be the next one? Kai. If the first one is 5 to the 0, what's the next one? 5 to the?
5 to the 1 power.
Right. So go to the next one. We're going to say 5 to the 2 power. 5 to the 3. 5 to the 4. And 5 to the 5. Alright? And we're going to say, well, let's just start with 5 to the 4. We're going to say all of these numbers can be expressed as actual values. Right? So what would be the answer for 5 to the 0? Anybody? 5 to the 0, isn't that the same thing as saying 1?
Yes, sir.
Right? What would be the same thing as 5 to the 1? 5. 5 to the 2, that would be 5 times 5, which is
25.
25. What would be now 5 to the 3? 5 times 5 times 5. What's that answer from everybody? What's 5 times 5 times 5? Or in other words, what's 25 times 5?
125.
125. And then the last one, we have 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. In other words, we have 125 multiplied by 5. Payoff, what's 125 multiplied by 5? Anybody?
625.
625. So, do you see the large difference? When we were working with the 2 times place value table, right? 2 to the 4 didn't give us such a large number. So there is some power when you have different bases. You are able to get larger values. Alright? Okay. So with that said now, let's try to use this table. So below it for me, quickly write for me, place value chart of base 5. Place value chart of base 5. Any questions so far? Should have just been 5, should have just been 1. So the powers therefore are 1, 5, 25, 125, and 625. Alright? Now we're going to practice this by doing an example question. Let's say that I want you to convert for me. Can I have this table off?
Yes, sir.
Alright? So pay close attention for me. I'm not going to have this table off. However, I'm going to write a question right here. So look for me. The question that you would typically get is going to be convert the numbers below to base 5. Let's say we have 10, 3, 2, 4. And what do we do to express base 5? We put a letter 5 in its subscript. We call this the subscript. We spell subscript as S-U-B-S-C-R-I-P-T. This value that's below is called the subscript. Alright, so let me draw an extra row on my diagram. Alright? Now, Cassandra, can you hear me? Here's our value. Our value is 10324. And our table is as shown here. Now when we're doing the base 2 table, right? How did we write a number onto the table? Did we start from the left over here? Or did we start from the smallest value and go across to the left?
Smallest value, then go across to the left.
Right. So if I have 10324, that means I'm going to start by labeling over here 4, right? 2, right? 3. What's the next number?
0.
0. And the last one? 1. Right? So that's how you would draw in your answers. Okay, so now that the values are under the table, what do we do next, Cassandra?
Multiply.
Right. What we're going to multiply, we're going to multiply this row together. Right? We're going to say 1 times the 625. Okay? We're going to also say 0 times the 125. 3 times 25, 2 times the 5, and 4 times the 1. Alright? So let's do that together. But to save space, I'm not going to write out the number. Rather, I'm just going to write out the power of the number. So what was the power for 625, Cassandra?
What?
What was the power to express 625? 5 to the 4, right. So I'm going to say 5 to the 4.
That's okay, there's some shit.
Alright, quickly come back. 5 to the 4 multiplied by what? 1. And I'm going to add that to the next row. So let me put that in bracket for you. 5 to the 4 multiplied by 1 plus, Nicholas, what's the next row? We have a 0, and what's the power of 125? Nicholas?
Yes, sir.
What is the power to express 125 as a power of 5? Look in the top row.
5.
That should be 5 to the 3. 5 to the 3. Right.
5.
So we're going to put 5 to the 3 multiplied by what, Nicholas?
So what did you say?
5 to the 3 multiplied by what? What value is here?
It would be...
Look at it. If I said 5 to the 4, if I said 5 to the 4 is multiplied by the 1 here, 5 to the 3 must be multiplied by?
It's then...
Look here for me. Is it 0?
Oh.
Yeah, just that. Follow the trend. Look at the trend. This one now. Nicholas, stick with me. What is in that row? What is 25 expressed as a power of 5? We're going to say 5 to the
5 to the... 5 to the...
Is it 3, 5 to the 3?
It's...
Let's ask the classmate to help you out. How about Harry? Harry, are you there?
Yes, very.
Alright, now help us out, Harry. Right? We've done the first 2 rows. Right? We've done 5 to the 4. We've done 5 to the 3. Okay? What would I put next? After 5 to the 4 and 5 to the 3, what comes next?
5 to the 2.
5 to the 2, and that's multiplied by what value is here?
3.
3, excellent. Alright, keep going. What's the next row? What's the next part? 5 to the?
5 to the 1.
Right, we're gonna 5 to the 1 multiplied by
2.
2. Good.
It's time to stand up and stretch. Let's take a break for 10 minutes.
Nope, not yet. And then finally,
By the way, don't forget to create fiber accounts.
5 to the 0.
5 to the 0. And that is multiplied by 4. Okay, now, does everybody understand how we got these values? Is everybody clear?
Sir, the bottom value is the ones given, right?
We can repeat that for me?
The very bottom values are the ones given, right, sir?
Yes. Yes. So they would say, look at the question. It said, convert the number 10324 to base 5. So I put the base as 5. And then I wrote the number in the bottom column. Exactly. There you go. You see that?
Okay. Yes, sir.
And then now, after I wrote the numbers in that bottom column, I expressed it on this. So I said 5 to the 4 matches with 1, 5 to the 3 matches with 0, and so forth. Now, once that's finished, okay, you would have definitely worked out the answer. But I'm going to give you this as your next homework. You're gonna work out this for me and tell me what your answer is. Understood?
So we're supposed to add all of them together, right?
Yes. Just work out 5 to the 4, multiply that by 1. Add that. Work out 5 to the 3, multiply that by 0. But you know all of the powers already because 5 to the 4 is 625, 5 to the 3 is 125, 5 to the 2 is 25, etc. Alright, so that's your next homework. You have 3 homeworks to do so far. The last one you have to do now is, this one's going to be a bit fun. So let's say, Ludi, are you there? Look at this one. What if they didn't give us such a large number like 10,324? What if they didn't give us such a large number? Instead, what if they came to you, Ludi, and say, convert 0.312? How would we convert a value that's less than 1? That's impossible, right? Because in the ones column, I would have put 4, but I don't have a ones. I have a decimal. So for this one, I'm going to sit down and actually explain it to you. So everybody stop what you're doing for a second. Alright. When we say 0.312, do we have a whole number?
No, sir.
No, right? So therefore, this table doesn't really help us directly because these 1, this 0, this 3 are all whole numbers. Okay? So if I wanted to express now 0.312 as converting to base 5, here's what I would do. Firstly, I must state that my powers are no longer going to be, for example, 5 to the 1. It's not going to be 5 to the 1. It's going to be a decimal. So what would be let me write it on the board. So look at this one now. Let's say I have 5 to the 1. Alright? Let's say that's my power of 5. Is there any way that I could put 5 to the 1 as a decimal? What happens if I put 5 to the negative 1? What happens there, guys? What did I say? Isn't this negative 1 going to be like a division bar? And therefore you're going to say 1 divided by 5? Do you guys remember that?
Yes, sir.
Right, let's do another example. What if I had 20 to the negative 4? Quickly write that as a fraction for me. Tell me what you get.
4 over 20.
4 over 20. Let's write that. 4 over 20. Let's do some more examples to build your confidence. So let me take a picture of this part of the board and then you're going to complete that for homework. Let me take that picture for you and then we're going to practice negative index. Alright, so here we go. Okay, the first question goes to Emma. Emma, what is 2 to the negative 1 as a fraction? Remember the negative sign is going to be like a division bar. This is going to be your numerator and this is going to be your denominator. Emma? Can you hear me?
I don't know.
Alright. So draw the summary. Quickly draw the summary. 2, put it very largely. Negative 1. We're going to say the 1 means our numerator. The negative means our division bar. And then 2 is going to be our denominator. So Emma, 1 as my numerator would just be in the top. My division bar would just be as across here. And then 2 as my denominator would have given me a half. Isn't that so?
Yes, sir.
Alright, let me give you one more to practice, and I don't want you to say I don't know. Alright? If it's even gibberish, tell me gibberish. I don't like I don't know. Alright, let's try another one. How about 7 to the negative 2? How would you write that as a fraction, Emma? Remember the steps? What is the numerator?
2.
2. Excellent. The division bar, and what's the denominator?
7.
7. So what's the answer?
2/7.
Wow! Good job, Emma. Thank you. Alright? That's way better than I don't know. Jazeel, your turn. Let's say I have 8 over negative, or 8 to the power of negative 4. Express it as a fraction for me, Jazeel. 4 over 8. One last one, and this one goes to David. David, are you there? David Isaacs, can you hear me? David? Alright, he's not there. I'll get back to him. So, let's go back to this example now. So this was just to help you to understand what we're doing. But if we have 5 to the negative 2, yes, the numerator is going to be 2, but we're going to keep it onto this value. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to actually say 1 divided by 5 to the power of 2. Alright? So you're going to keep them together. No. So, what was 5 to the 2 for me? Emma? Look on the table. What was 5 to the 2?
So can you repeat?
What was the 5 to the power of 2? Look on the table. 5 to the power of 2. What's the answer?
3.
So, remember, when we say 5 to the 2, we really mean 5 times 5, right? It's the same thing as saying 5 squared. What's 5 squared, Emma? 5 times 5 gives you?
25.
25, okay? 25. So when you see 1 divided by 5 to the 2, you should automatically know it's going to be 1 divided by 25. Understand? Everybody understand that? Let's do another one. Let's do another one. Let's say we have 5 to the negative 3. We're going to carry this together, and we're going to put the 3 over. So we're going to have 1 divided by 5 to the 3. What's 5 to the 3 after 0? 5 times 5 times 5.
Well, since 5 times 5 is 25, it would be 25 times 5.
Right, and 25 times 5 gives you?
Don't know, so I'm going to have to calculate it.
Wait. Look at the table.
125.
There you go. So good job. I like your reasoning. You evaluated it and said it was going to be the same thing as 25 times 5. So the answer is going to be 1 divided by 125. Alright, welcome back, Payoff. Now, as I said, you should look out for your poster this evening, right, for your incredible attendance. Alright, I'm going to post it this evening on the portal. Alright?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now with this question, do you understand what I was saying? So if we have 5 to the negative 3, that just really means we have 5 to the 3 as a denominator, and the negative is really a division bar, and then 1, which is really there, is going to be above it. So when you see 5 to the negative 3, picture 1 divided by 5 to the 3. Alright? Let me show you the difference. So 5 to the negative 3 is the same thing as saying 1 divided by 5 to the 3. Alright? Now, I'm going to give you some examples to practice over the weekend. So write this out for me, but let me take a picture of the board first. Alright? So, here are your practice questions. Question 1, 5 to the negative 4. Question 2, 3 to the negative 3. Question 3. Question 3, 7 to the negative 2. Question 4, 8 to the negative 5. And finally, question 5. 5 to the negative 7. Alright? You're going to work out these values for me, like you saw me doing a while ago. So firstly, let me do the first one for you. Payoff. You're going to say 5 to the negative 4 is the same thing as 1 divided by 5 to the 4. And then you're going to find what 5 to the 4 is. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Alright? So coupled with this one, you have 5 questions, and then now the question from before, where you're going to convert this table into base 5. Right? So we started it. I gave you the steps. You're going to now work out what is 625 times 1 plus 125 plus times 0 plus 25 times 3 plus 5 times 2 and finally plus 1 times 4. And the first person to get it correctly, well, you're the only person here, but I have an idea. For the person that submits all of these questions, which is 6 questions in total, right? On Monday, I'm going to give them another prize like I'm doing with you, where I post you on the portal and comment you, alright? So if you do it on Monday, you're 2 for 2. I'm pretty sure you're going to get all the questions right, because you're following the steps and you understand the content. So I'm going to pause the recording here and I'm going to upload it. Alright?